Yeah,
I didn't hear anything. What am I supposed to hear here?
it was kind of quiet there.
He says guys down the hill.
But she was already first talking about going down the hill, so I mean, it could just be like a friendly. I'm not saying. If you're passing somebody on a trail, you might comment what they're doing or looking at.
We're still assuming Bridge Guy had anything to do with the murders.
Yeah.
That is
And
one of the big that is one of the big issues with this case. That first you have to assume that Bridge Guy is the killer.
Yeah, and
then you have to assume
that's a pretty big. That's a pretty big assumption.
The state's whole case is that. That's the state's entire case.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have to assume that Rick Allen is Bridge Guy. So it is two very big leaps.
It's supposition upon supposition.
Yep.
And I've heard people say that you can hear, it sounds like one of them's crying. Well, it sounds like she has the sniffles. I believe it was cold outside because it was, what month was this?
February 13th.
February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were cold.
If you're typing, please mute while you're typing because we can all hear it. Okay, now this is my...
Says Mr. Nick.
Yeah, says Mr. Nick. Yes, I know, I'm a hypocrite. Now, this is my enhanced sound because I used one program. I just raised the volume and removed background sound. Let's see if you can...
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here.
All right.
I hear guys down the hill.
Yeah. Is it a statement? Is it a question? Is it
somebody they talked to before about how do we get there?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what's worse than all that is that the state have been playing us guys down the hill along with the vision of Bridge Guy, which is 19 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
Right? So they've been playing that audio with the vision from 19 seconds earlier, assuming that it's from the same man. There could be another man. Who knows? Right? So they're making it sound, they've made it sound all along that the audio is coming from the guy who's walking behind them both, all along, right? So Guys Down the Hill has been played. Do you have the Bridge Guy video that we've all been listening to for years or watching for years?
No, not easily accessible. Not easily accessible.
Well, that's an assumption, right? That it's the same person, that there's not other people that are there that are not on the video, right? So there could be other people. It could even be two people going guys, one person going guys, and another person going down the hill. You have no idea, right? So that is... It's completely misleading to put that audio next to video that was taken 19 seconds earlier.
Yeah, and for you who are the chat, you are listening on the different platforms, this is played on a website through a StreamYard, or played through, I got it from a website, put it through a program, enhanced sound, and then I played it through. So yes, it gets a bit distorted either way, unless you have the actual original. Now, if you go to the website, have a good pair of headphones, and can just raise the volume, you will discover there's no need for audio enhancement. There's absolutely no need for it.
No.
Now, on the 7-second mark, 5 to 7 second mark, you hear a whisper. That is one thing that I got caught up with, because you can see that Abby is 15 yards away of the sort. This is middle of the day. There's wind, there's traffic. How do a whisper travel 15 yards into that little iPhone 6 microphone? Is it
But
more
what
or
is
less?
what is the point is that so what is the evidence here? I mean, I know nothing about this case. Basically, you have a male
That's
voice, a male voice on the thing saying, "Hey, you know." And if this was a threatening guy with a gun, they would be screaming. I mean, girls like that, they go, "Wah!" You know. And,
Well,
but then they're saying,
yeah.
and there's a video of somebody crossing the thing
Yeah.
within 20
No.
seconds or something.
Yeah, this is in connection with the phone stopped moving at this recording is from 2:13 p.m. At 2:32 p.m. the phone stopped moving, and the prosecution says that's when they were killed.
What point? Sorry, what was the time differential there?
The phone recording was at 2:13 p.m.
Right.
The phone stopped moving at 2:32 p.m.
Well, that's
Now there
20
were
20
actions
minutes.
on the phone after this, but the phone stopped moving at 2:32 p.m. and that is the state's case. They were killed at 2:32 p.m.
This is the thing. People are overly impressed by technology.
Mm.
So how
Well,
good
and-
is the video of the man crossing the thing?
Wait till
Oh,
you get the
it's so
headphone jack.
poor. It is so poor, Steve. I've made videos on this, and
Steve-
people are so quick to make out shapes and things out of a bunch of tiny, tiny pixels. Right? There's so little information.
I think
there
there was a second shooter actually. It was on the grassy knoll
Well,
there.
and Steve, the whole foundation
Foiled
of
again.
the fact pattern of this case is that Libby, a 13-year-old who was in a relatively rural area that didn't have major crimes, had the situational wherewithal to notice a man with ill intent,
Yeah.
not to pick a man following them on a bridge, which is not an uncommon thing,
Okay.
and then assume and figure out that that man was there for ill intent to start recording him, because the supposition of the state has always been that the man that they recorded was the killer. However, we don't have any linkages beyond very, very wildly different IDs of people that had seen other people on trail. So this case was foobar to begin. The Marleys were dead to begin with. This case was terrible to begin with.
Well, and what about the beyond the reasonable doubt standard? I know maybe you bring up a
Well, it's
Oh,
Indiana. We don't have that.
now Judge Gull, they weren't allowed to have a third-party culprit defense because
No,
she
did
claimed there
they?
was. She claimed there were no nexus. They have two people confessing, or three with Rick Allen in a drug-infused psychosis. They have two other people confessing,
Months
but
in
according to
solitary.
Judge Gull, that wasn't a nexus.
Well,
I think
and
there were
if that
13
wasn't
other
damning
suspects.
if
Well,
that
there were
wasn't
plenty of
damning
other
enough-
suspects, but they were part of the same masonry lodge as the prosecutor.
And
And
Rick
the-
Allen wasn't a suspect until about a month or so before a re-election campaign in which the sheriff was getting a lot of flack for not having solved this.
That's right. And the sheriff was also part of the same masonry lodge. Let's don't forget that.
And yeah.
so
And
it's
somebody's-
basically politics. It's sad, you know. This is the thing. This is not about politics. So this is about lives of people, not only the victims but the defendants. You know, you got to get these things right, and if you can't, then don't do it. I mean, I wish. I know there's pressure on these people to solve crimes and all, but not every crime is solvable or solved, right? I mean, it's. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's there's such pressure. I got to get these. To stick it, but the answer is then to stick the crime hanging something on somebody that maybe didn't do it. What is
Yes.
that? That's the worst thing you could possibly do. You're
Yeah.
getting me now. You get so you're really telling me that the only evidence is that little audio a poor video of the guy crossing.
He had the same. They found a unspent shell casing, I
Yeah,
believe.
Yes.
they found an unspent shell casing that was cycled through a gun. That was sent off for testing with Rick Allen's gun.
Others.
The toolmark person couldn't do a match with an unspent cycled shell casing. So she fired the gun and then compared the spent casing with the unspent cartridge.
Well, and you know
Oh
what my
my God.
opinion is on,
Yes.
on shell
Yeah.
measures.
to begin with.
So
This
we
is
can
why I
start-
stopped
let's start
watching
there.
these cases. I just can't.
Yeah.
But
Wild.
that's, and then it, as far as the like evidence that actually tied him to the scene, that's about
That's
Yeah.
it.
thing.
That's
He-
100% it.
Yeah, a few days after the murders, they asked the general population to call in. Have you anything to say? Please do. So, Rick Allen phoned in and said, "I was there roughly at that time.
It
I
happened."
saw a group of 5 girls, and I looked down from the bridge looking at fish, and then I went home." That was the entirety.
Good
And
Samaritan.
then, in the probable cause affidavit, he had a Ford Focus, a 2016 Ford Focus. And in that probable cause affidavit, witnesses had described different vehicles. A smart car, a PT Cruiser,
Guilty.
a SUV, or a 1967 Comet, which then Holman said these essentially look the same.
Yeah. I got to charge my PT Cruiser actually.
They have 4 wheels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they are 4 wheels. They generally
not
go
hovercraft.
forward more often than backwards. I mean, it is
So the now I'm sorry, I'm so ignorant of this because I'm so
No, no.
out of it. So I mean, maybe I'm asking questions that you're
No, you're
chat.
fine.
No,
Let's get you
please.
up to speed because I don't know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's hard to.
We
Just
talked
wait.
a bit about this case maybe 4 or 5 months ago about Judge Gull.
What is the status? Where is it like in the trial?
Oh, he's convicted and sentenced.
Oh, yeah.
140.
So you have seen the state's best evidence, and it's won.
No,
Well, no,
No.
technically no.
technically
No.
no, because it was never televised, and she has every media who have tried to get the evidence from court for the past 3 months have been denied because they were too vague.
Yeah. Basically, it was like the Johnny Depp trial trying to get seats into this courtroom.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
had to, like, you
There
had
was
to
a
wait all
lineup
night.
through the night. There
And
were
then,
line
like,
cutters.
Andrea Burkhart would go there, get a seat. All of them that got the seat had to run back outside to line up again, or else they'd lose their seat at lunch. So they had no time to drink, no time to really eat, barely go to the water fountain.
Yeah. And she told the witnesses, you don't have to lean into the microphone. It's not important. So people couldn't hear.
And the transcripts, well, I think
There's no transcripts.
not yet. I
No.
think they're close.
The
to
only
being
the
ready.
only piece of evidence so far is this 43-second video,
Yeah.
because that is from the defense. But that's it.
Well,
That's and he was convicted 4 months ago. He was sentenced 3 months ago, and for 3 months, Judge Gull has effectively hindered everybody who wanted evidence. I mean, now it's after the trial is concluded, it's supposed to be for the public.
And isn't she refusing to also correct the record too?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, she's confusing. And she's refused the motion to preserve evidence.
Well, what is the appellate issue here?
Oh, where do we
Oh,
Oh.
there's so many.
so many?
I mean, oh God.
Where do we
Well, first
begin?
of all, the hindrance of third-party culprit defense. Even though there are two other people
confessions.
confessing, that wasn't enough for a nexus. they were near the crime scene. These people who were the first people of interest
Was
were
it,
near
like,
the crime scene.
On
not
one of
an
their
nexus.
land?
They were found on one of the person of interest land, not a nexus.
Hello?
So you have
Brady violation.
Oh,
Ra-
yes.
yeah,
Oh,
Brady
yeah, the most
violation.
recent one. Yes, the most recent one.
Hang on.
The most recent
I've got
one.
one Brady violation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
the prosecutor withheld jailhouse informant writing to the prosecutor, withheld it from the defense, that somebody in the jail had confessed to it.
Yeah, and this is something the prosecution have known since 2017. And they claim, no, he's not credible. So all the defense knew that there was a prison snitch, and that the prosecution said, no, he's not credible. Because, and here's the thing, they said he failed a polygraph. Here's the thing, the polygraph was not about this case.
And it's a polygraph.
Yeah, it's a polygraph. That's
Yeah.
never been
And
admissible.
there were
Yeah,
8
pointless.
letters and an interview, right? And they found 2 of the letters when being asked about it this month.
Yeah.
After conviction.
After conviction, after sentencing, all of a sudden the prosecution, oh, we had these letters all the time.
How is that not Brady?
Because George Gull is presiding.
Well, he does say in the letters that he believed Rick Allen also was involved with these people.
So it's not exculpatory, apparently. Right.
According to the devil's advocate. According
Yeah,
to
we haven't actually, no. And even if he believes Rick Allen was involved through him speaking to the person who allegedly confessed to him, now apparently after the trial he has rescinded that. He no longer believes Rick Allen was a part of it.
Well, we actually had a case in Florida that was a death penalty case.
Oh, you turned it back on. Okay.
Yeah, I turned it back on. See why I try to mute so that you don't hear all this stuff. Anyways, we had a
Brandon,
death
you don't have to pay for drinks. I'm drinking anyway. But if you want to see me,
if
you want to see me, Steve Gosney, headbutting the keyboard, you have to pay for it.
That's right. Well, actually, I'm going to be cutting off tonight my difficult dog donation, so I'm down for today. I've got a lot of updates on that, but I don't want to interfere with your stream.
No worries. No worries.
Do
Do you have it up? Do you have the stream up yet?
Actually,
so I can redirect?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Well, the thing is that where are we going? You're confusing me now, and I haven't even drank yet.
Thanks. Nice seeing you.
Oh, you got to
Okay,
go?
thank you for being here, Jim.
Yeah,
Hi,
for
Jim.
sure.
Nice to
Jim.
meet you.
Nice to meet
hope
you.
Nice to
hope
meet
to
you.
see you again. And
Yeah, for
please,
sure.
please post more on your YouTube channel so we can get you monetized.
I don't want to be okay. Post to Jim at happily angry lawyer. Esquire.
Yes.
I wasn't planning on posting anything, but one thing led to another.
Well, you can do your OnlyFans.
You got
Yeah.
3,000 views on your first test stream or test
That was my
video. So yeah, well, I'm kind of envious. So
Yep.
that
All right.
if you do what you do on X on your YouTube channel, and you will be fine.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
do everything on X. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Hope to have you back
Thanks.
sometime, and I'll talk to you on X
Yep.
later.
I'll be around.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a good one. See you. Bye.
I have been charged by your chat to tell you in Swedish to check your damn PayPal.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And speaking of leaving, I have to drop out as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
it's going to be a mass exodus because I've got a
I
stream
know.
so
Same. I have to
Nice
go with
to
Helen.
see you again, Connor.
Yeah, well,
Let's
it was
go,
nice meeting
Brandon.
everyone.
Yeah, let's
Nice
go.
seeing you.
Brandon
Nice
just
meeting you,
sent
Connor.
$300 via PayPal.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay, so okay,
That's it,
so
man.
Nice
That's what I'm trying to hint. You see there, but he doesn't. He's
yeah,
only speaks
Brandon, you
marginal
don't love
English.
me anymore.
I know.
let's get.
You want to pay me for sobriety?
Thank you for
in-
having us. Much appreciated.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
man.
Thank
nice
you.
to see you,
Thank
Hella
you.
and Dolly.
Nice to see
See you
you.
guys.
Nice seeing you.
Yes,
Bye.
See you guys later. Bye. End stream
And-
or leave studio?
And since I'm apparently getting
End
inbred
stream.
drunk, I'm using the Alabama shot lens.
So I'll drop out after your shot.
All right. Thank you. Let's go, Brandon.
Be
Thank
well,
you so much.
Connor.
Well,
Oh,
thanks for having me.
Bye.
yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
being
it.
here.
Good to see
And
you, man. We'll catch you up. We got to stream sometime, me and you, Connor.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just hit me up and I'll answer.
Oh, and I have another short story coming out. I know you do bedtime stories. I'm going to do it for free. It's called Scooter Asks, Where is God? And Scooter is a cat, and he goes around and he discovers rescued. He looks around. He's trying to find, where's God? Are you God? And so it's kind of a children's story about explaining where God is. And it's already written, but Daisy, who came in, it was just runner up on my difficult dog book, is a 13-year-old fan of mine, and she is going to be doing illustrations for Scooter. And so
Cool.
I'm giving her some books and letting her give the books to her classmates in exchange for her doing the art to Scooter. And I'm going to give away this. I'm going to give away the Scooter book via ebook to everybody who's bought one of my books. So, so maybe I could give it to you for reading on the nighttime thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, but we'll catch up. We got to do something, man. It's
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, have a good evening, night, morning, wherever you are. Thanks for having me.
Connor.
Thanks for being here. Bye-bye. Now, you had a case that reminded you of this situation?
Yes. Okay. So we're having directions over here. So yeah, the oh look, you get a wider angle.
Yay!
This is an
Now we can
activity.
see-
This is yeah. We had a case of Nancy Ryan, who was our division chief for a while in capital appeals. We only had 3 people, so it's like me, Nancy, and George at the time when I was doing death penalty appeals. And her first case out of the box, was a case, and I'm trying to remember the name of the case, because I was going to send it to you and you could read it. But in it, a guy was convicted and sent to death row, and there's a mandatory appellate review at the state level for death penalty cases, right? So someone gets a death penalty, there's an automatic death penalty review at the Florida Supreme Court. So what happened was, there was the car, his fingerprints were found in the victim's stolen car. All right. So there was a killing in Florida. He was arrested. The car was found up north somewhere. His fingerprints were on the car. And based on those fingerprints, he was sent to death row.
Wow.
Now, his explanation was that I was hitchhiking on I-75, and so 2 guys pulled over in this car, and they gave me a ride up north. That's it. It was an innocent explanation, and the fact is that and the Florida Supreme Court, to its credit, reversed that case, that death sentence, and remanded it, basically let him out of jail, saying that was insufficient to overcome the beyond a reasonable doubt standard.
Wow.
Sorry about the background. So and off the virtual background. Can you hear? I can't turn it on. I don't know how to turn it on. So then the next thing is, sorry, I'm dealing with 2 things here. There's the virtual world and there's the real world. The other part of that case, though, that is very important is that the beyond a reasonable doubt standard requires there's something called the reasonable hypothesis of innocence. Right? If you have a reasonable hypothesis of innocence that's unrebutted by the state, then it must be a not guilty. And that makes sense, because if you have a reasonable hypothesis of innocence, that's not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
The Florida Supreme Court has overturned that standard. That circumstance is called the circumstantial evidence standard. The circumstantial evidence standard says that if there's a reasonable hypothesis of innocence and you have a conviction based only on circumstantial evidence, like fingerprints in the car, that's a not guilty. They have since that case, they've overturned a case. And so basically now that guy'd still be on death row. Jesus. Sorry about this background stuff. Yes, and Brandon,
I have
I'm
wild
game.
ferals. I have wild ferals at home, so I constantly, I'm just like, you guys, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The thing is that you just happen to be I have another story if you want to hear it.
Hello, Mrs. Gosney.
I know. I'm sorry. She's actually really sick right now, and
Oh,
my
no.
son is what do you call it? Cooking.
Mm.
So I have another story if you're game.
Yeah, but if we go back to the Delphi case, now the judge suppressed cell tower and all of that stuff. Because allegedly, we haven't seen this yet, but allegedly, at the time of what the prosecution claimed is the time of the murder, he's not there. Now they had his phone there an hour earlier, but at the time of the murder, it's not there. And here's something weird, if you can say more weird stuff. In the vicinity, because there's only one cell tower in Delphi, in that is 2 burner phones. The same 2 burner phones was at the location of, or near the location of, another double murder of minor girls 5 years earlier, about 240 miles north in Idaho.
Yes.
Wow.
And I believe it was similarly a small rural town with close access to a major freeway.
Yeah.
So,
And the lead detective reached out to Delphi. These are very similar. We need to cooperate because it might be the same person or people. And Delphi said, no. And why would you not accept help just in case? Okay, the girls up there were a few years younger, but they were abducted and later found murdered. 2 minor girls in a rural area. And I don't know enough because I don't know enough about that crime scene or anything to say if it is similar, but apparently, according to that investigator, it was similar enough for him to reach out to the Delphi police department and can we at least check it? And they said no.
Why did they deny it? This is a murder case. I mean, if you can't get
No, this
records,
was before they had somebody charged. They
yeah, but
reached
I don't
out.
care even if it's before or
Yeah.
after. Now, after what happened after? What did they subpoena the records afterwards?
No, I don't know if they have subpoenaed the records, but they reached out to Delphi after the murders of Abby and Libby and said, this has a few similarities. Can we check if anything else is similar so we can start investigating if this is a serial killer? And Delphi said no. Why would you do that?
I mean, it's kind of if you can't do it for a double homicide of children,
Right.
basically you're never going to do it, right?
Yeah. I'm barely scratching the surface here. And then when you know that, okay, they reached out, and all of a sudden we hear after the trial, 2 burner phones were in Delphi the day of these murders, and the same burner phones was in that area on those murders. 5 years apart, the same 2 burner phones. What are the fucking odds? Sorry.
No, that's
All
the
of
thing. It
them.
brings out profanity because these are ridiculous cases that you're like, what's going on here? Do people take these things seriously? Do they take murder seriously? Do they take the innocence of people seriously? Do they take what are we doing? I mean, if you've got, you got to go chase that evidence. Well,
Yeah.
but of course we're not dealing with money. If you were dealing with money, if we were doing it in civil law, boy, we'd be overturning every freaking pebble.
Yeah. Now, I did a rough search. If you say that Delphi is the center and the actual murderer lives there, even if it's Rick Allen, for the sake of argument, say it's Rick Allen, then you have the center is Delphi. 240 miles north, there's another. If you draw a circle and check what other crimes similar to this are there, because are they letting a serial killer loose, or is the serial killer already dead, as in Ron Logan? Why?
Yeah, you also said that there were suspects that were related to the state attorney's office or something. What was that?
They are a part of the same Masonry Lodge in Delphi. The two first persons of interest, at least one of them, are
And
yeah.
well, and Ghazni, if you haven't heard a lot about this case, this is an incredibly small town. So the links between people, I mean, I believe that it is the largest town at 3,000 people. It's
Yeah.
also the county seat. So for Carroll County, the prosecutor is going to be intimately aware of a lot of different people in a way that if you're in even a moderate to small size city, you're not going to have these intimate sort of ties with people like he does. So there's also the point that this case was unsolved for darn near 5 years. Now, Steve, the Unified Command, the entire, mega minds that were working on this were stationed or kind of all put in the Carroll County, police station / prison. That is less than 2 minutes away walking from the only CVS sort of / it's a CVS, but sort of the only kind of place to go get things very quickly if it's not, a Dairy Queen or something like that. But the only place you could go get Post-its real quick or your prescriptions. And you're telling me that no one in Unified Command, had all of these pictures, had all of these sketches going around, had access to the, video, the unaltered video, and yet none of them said, hey, that guy who fills my prescriptions or is the manager over at CVS, he kind of looks like that guy in that poster.
Yeah, for 5 years,
Yeah.
Rick Allen worked at CVS as a manager. He was storefront. Everybody went there.
Everyone knows him.
Not one tip out of 14,000 pointed its finger at Rick Allen for 5 years. Not
Wow.
one. Because he was this bridge guy for the first 3 witnesses of bridge guy described him as either middle-aged or in the 20s and beautiful, or something in between. And there are 3 different sketches. One might resemble him. What do you know what nobody said about bridge guy? Short. Rick
No.
Allen is 5'4".
That's my height.
What's the first thing you describe a 5'4" man, middle-aged
Short.
man as? Yeah. And in trial, prosecution called those witnesses and never asked them, do you see the man you saw at the trail that day in this courtroom? They never asked any of the witnesses. And the counter argument, well, the defense didn't. They don't need to.
There's a phenomenon here that we need to talk about, and that is that people have this idea that that if somebody's being charged and they're in front of a jury, that they must be guilty, and there's something that we're being hidden and we don't know. It's because all this suppression idea, right? That there's evidence being suppressed, so we better get him, because what's the risk if we let this child murderer off? Next, they're coming for my kids, and the state knows something. And so there's this sort of, it's almost, and we have this danger. When I was doing public defender work, the cases that were the weakest were the ones that were the most dangerous, because the jury wants to speculate. They think it's a mystery for us to solve, right? That's very dangerous. Here, I got to jump in with 2 things here. First of all, I want to say, Fiery Red Pod.
Can I say one thing first? Just one thing. The only comment from a jury we have heard so far is not verbatim or anything. If not Rick, who else? And this is the trial where the judge denied a third-party culprit defense.
Well, it's also, I mean, if you are not intimately aware of juries or trials, you don't understand sort of the ways that both sides can shade things. And there was a bit of theatrics, there was a bit of planning. Again, the state brought in, police officers, and whether you like it or not, Indiana is a very red state. It's a very, police officers, we kind of respect them. And who's going to think that an entire police department would conspire to, make something up, or that all prison guards that you brought up? I mean, it just, if you were not aware of the background and sort of the shenanigans already going on, it's a bit far-fetched. It sounds like a Hollywood movie that this, that not only the state, but that the cops and then the corrections officers are all in this together. And if you have a defense attorney trying to basically push that, it is going to sound fantastical to, again, I'm from Indiana. It's a very red, it's a very, respect law enforcement. The state is the state. No one would, bring an innocent person to trial, and if you're not used to juries or you're not used to trials, you would think that. You would baseline think that the state's not going to waste its time on an innocent person. There must be something there.
Yeah. The problem is the jury themselves should be able to see everything that is there. Like in theory, they should be able to see everything. And with that, for example, that clip that you said they're allowed to watch once, and it's being narrated to them by a witness, it doesn't make sense that you can even deny the jury, who's the people who's going to make the choice, and you're denying them the opportunity to actually look at the evidence. It doesn't make sense. That's why I stopped watching a lot of these cases, because I got so frustrated. Didn't matter.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean,
but try being involved and having people's lives in your hands, and facing these kind of things. Oh, I got a case right now. I mean, the nightmares, it's hard to explain, and you wonder, Lesko's buying me a drink. He wants Nick and I to drink together. So we're down. But and you wonder why lawyers drink. It's the pay, it's one thing. You're just a spectator. You can't think about dealing with this every day. And you're talking to people, and it's like, what do you say to these prosecutors? What do you say to a jury? What do you say? You just do the best you can. And to see somebody go away, I mean, the worst I've ever had, I've had probably, I don't know, I don't want to say how many, but I mean, the one case that just drives me nuts is the one that the person got 10 years in prison, and they absolutely are not guilty. They're absolutely, they're innocent. I will say the person's actually innocent, and they did 10 years in prison. And that was the most painful case of my life. In fact, that trial is the centerpiece of my book, Death Penalty Desires, which that, if you know that, the trial in the middle of that is about 85% true. And I wrote that book. A lot of it was cathartic for me because it was so painful. It's a 4-day jury trial where an innocent person went down.
Yeah. And I say this once in a while. Well, how can you defend all these monsters? That's not the hard part. The hard part is the guys and girls who didn't do anything and are still in this situation.
Exactly. I mean, it's easy. See there, you're singing my praise.
Even in my I mean, I brought up the example earlier that I wish I only had one example of a pervert who was found in the girls' sauna looking up. I wish there was only one of those, and I still had to sit beside this thing and argue he needs to keep his job.
Well, the thing, okay, so representing somebody who is like they did it. Now, it's not that they're guilty, it's that they did it, and that you're presenting evidence. Well, first of all, the state has the burden of proof. So you can always just sit there and do nothing. and say, well, the state has the burden of proof and they didn't meet the threshold, right? And then the next thing is any objections I'm doing, motions I'm doing on behalf of my client's rights. So you're protecting their constitutional rights. So again, there's no problem with that. My job is to advocate for them, to prevent illegally seized evidence from coming in, to make the best argument, to represent my client, because a lot of them can't enunciate very well. And then of course, if I win, then that's great. His rights were vindicated, that we put the state to the test. And if I lose, then the guy's guilty. So there's no, it's very easy to represent people like that. The hard ones are the ones that are actually innocent, because there's only one just result.
Now, the hard part is sitting next to a person you know, you deserve this, but I will protect you. And then I will move on. But then you have the people, the cases I have to, both men and women who are accused of something their boss didn't do, or they did or didn't do to their boss. I have to be vague here. And you know they didn't. And you sit there with all the arguments. But people say, they had to have done something.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you know, no, they didn't. Because the person at the other side of the table looks innocent, speaks innocent.
Yeah.
But is, to my personal opinion, is a sociopath that can mimic. And you know it, and you can't say it.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of being across the table from a sociopath very recently. And it was interesting because I just know this. I know this fact because of a long period of interaction. And I had a chance to sit in a room and watch this person operate, knowing with that knowledge. And it was fascinating because it's like, oh, and if you bet the person, oh, that person's so charming. They're so wonderful. And I by the way, we got to start giving Lesko some response here. So let me just take a break here. And I also want to shout out to my buddy Fiery Red Podcast.
Yay!
Oh, is Fiery in there?
He is here.
I missed him.
Awesome.
How the fuck are you still around?
There you are. Hi, Fiery. How you doing, bud?
I'm just kidding. I'm very, very happy you're still around. I'm very, very happy you're still around. But I also know you can take this.
Yes. Yeah.
Now
Good
this
to
is
see you,
number
buddy.
4. Thank you, Let's Go Brandon. Oh, by the way, if you're still here, there is a Let's Go Brandon lawsuit against NASCAR going. Let's Go Brandon. This is out of Florida, by the way. Let's Go Brandon meme coin defamation suit against NASCAR.
You're going to talk to that lawyer, right?
Yeah, in September, when I get to Miami, I'm going to meet up with Val Friedman, who is representing the Let's Go Brandon meme coin representatives.
And you're coming to Miami, man. I can't wait. I'm looking. You don't even know. I think about this all the time. I can't wait to show you Miami and give you a little tour and meet you and take you out to dinner, man. We're going to have a blast. What we have here is a what?
No,
Fiery Red Podcast says, Nick, I will haunt you. You don't want to be in my dreams.
Hey, man, if anybody want to know, I interviewed Fiery Red on my channel. It's called Look Up the Grave Robber. It's about his struggle with cancer. And it is a great interview, and I really am blessed to meet Mr. Fiery Red, and you can hear a full interview with him if you want to see. I like to hear the stories, and it's really moving, and he's a fighter, and I love the fact that he's here, and God bless you, man, and thank you to Let's Go Brandon for supporting our bad habits. What we have here is a tamarind martini.
Oh.
Very exotic. I love tamarind. It's a very exotic flavor. You don't hear it much. The best drink I've ever had, I would say, was in Savannah at this bar in the bottom of the Marriott. And it was like an African themed bar, and they had a tamarind martini. And I've been trying to recreate it ever since. I got close, but it's not quite the same. But cheers to Let's Go Brandon, and God bless you, Mr. Fiery Red Broadcast. And this is also, I will say that, just I hate to be a grifter on your show. I'm not grifting.
No.
I'm just
Go ahead.
I'm updating. My difficult dog is being produced, and I will get that done probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I've kind of self-funded it, but Let's Go Brand. What?
You want something?
Do I want something?
You asked for something, but I was busy.
Well, do you know how to know how to mix a sidecar?
No.
You want to learn?
You want to learn? No.
Yeah,
It will be on your
let's have the
SAT.
kids.
Well, here, wait a second. Let me get one. So here's
I would
Stevie.
be
Come
more
on.
happy to be on stream, but I'm not shaved. I
No,
haven't
so
shaved.
who cares? Here, I'll show you.
Neither am
Stevie.
I. And I don't know about the girls, but neither am I.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so
still
this
winter
is
here.
my wonderful son, Steven.
I've been on stream before.
Well, Brandon, the thing is Brandon's here. Let's go, Brandon.
Okay.
And the thing is that we're halfway to cigars. That's the thing. That's my statement.
Okay.
And I know Mom's sick over here. She's sick on
Oh.
the couch, but she's given me permission that if we do double what we are, we can cigar it. But Stevie has to fix me sidecars because that's the point. Because it's not, I've already promised him to finish off the martini, but in order to get into cigar zone, we need that. So you got to be able to fix the sidecar. So here's what we got to do.
Okay.
You got to take the mixer thing up there and do a third Cointreau, a third sweet and sour, and a third brandy, Fundador brandy.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Cointreau, brandy, and sweet and sour.
Yeah, Cointreau. Bring them out and I'll show you. So first get.
This is why you get kids. This is why you have kids.
Right? To do chores and pour drinks. I know.
So Brandon's corrupting the next generation. Yeah, that's it right here. Look at this. Check this out. I'll show the people.
Ooh.
See, this is a little mixer. It's got sidecar on it. See there?
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that neat? So you pick,
That's awesome.
and what you do
You don't
is
even
you
have
mix
to
it
think
up.
about it when you're drunk. You can just.
And you do a third. It's easy. And you mix it. You throw it in the
I love
fridge.
that.
It's cool.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh,
you
that's so
wanna try it?
funny. That's so funny.
I love that cup. I don't need one in my house, but I love that cup. I'd be in trouble.
There's no light pour. It's a third. That's the rule. It's
Yeah.
cool. That's actually the French sidecar because the English sidecar is like 7 parts brandy, 1 and 1, which is crazy. That's like Churchillian
That sounds
alcoholism.
Does the French sidecar makes you give up sooner?
It's not called the sidecar over there. It's called the surrender.
It's
Yeah.
the white flag. No.
Okay,
Oh.
so this is number 1's almost done here. Let me go. How are you doing? What are you drinking, Nick?
Well, I had gin and tonics, and then Let's Go Brandon sent me money for 6 shots of gin, and I am on number 4.
How were you been number 4? I didn't see you. You got to announce them. That's the whole
Oh.
fun.
Okay,
There we
then
go.
I will
There we
announce
go.
this one. The standard gin, Gordon's.
These are actually pretty. This is like a double. This just so Brandon knows. Look at that's a big pour. This is a martini, man. There you go. See, he doubts our honesty. This is the thing. I will say that I haven't completed Brandon's challenges before, and I've gone in and finished them offline because I'm so honest that I can't.
Well, you also can't lie during Lent. I mean, that's like a double sin.
Where's the stuff?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's down to where
Oh, it's underneath it.
Yeah.
He's going to
Yeah,
make you a vodka dark eyes and Mad Dog 2020 sidecar.
Yeah, I mean, about a year and a half ago, I mean, I started to get behind on
Thank you.
Let's Go Brandon, so I had to start daytime drinking to get caught up. That was kind of rough.
Yes, and Brandon's complaining about my numbers for cigars. I will tell you, cigars. My wife is really against cigars, and she's sick over here, so she's going to be really mad. So I will just say that like the cigar level is available today, and today only. I only drink. I smoke a cigar like once in a blue moon. Oh, here he comes! Look, yes. So here we go. So there's the sweet and sour.
Cointreau.
There's the thing. The Quant is orange liqueur.
What's the
There's,
brand of your sweet and sour?
Well, this is actually master of mixes, but I prefer Rose's sweet and sour. This is pretty good, but Rose's is better. And then
I can't
here's-
get roses, or at least back when I was really
No.
drinking, they stopped
Yes,
carrying
orange.
roses
It's
in
up in the top
Canada,
there.
and it was the best sweet and sour. Yeah.
We're
I
showing people the
apologize for
ingredients.
Mr. Trump taking it away.
No, it disappeared long before Mr. Trump took it away. Honestly,
But if you
This is
become
your-
the 51st state, we will give
well,
it
then it will
back.
be back again. I've got.
I'm not saying I'm predicting the future, but I do think with in 10 years from now, we will all be living in the Greenlandic Confederation.
At this
The
point, it would
Greenland-
be- it's just as likely.
This is getting more fun as we go. Brandon's fueling the party, isn't it? I love
Listen,
it.
Brendan, I've
as-
got to buy me a coffee, and I got a half a bottle of illegal Jack Daniels in my Canadian home. Just saying.
Oh, I don't
Calling the
know
Mounties.
if I have. Well, I do have a. Oh.
I heard about the
Oh.
tariffs. I'm like, ooh, I really want Jack Daniels honey. I've been craving it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ah.
it's wild. The tariffs, it's all just a big smoke screen, and it's funny though because apparently your eggs are getting less expensive every week. They're like cheaper and cheaper. So pretty
Oh, I
soon all
heard-
those illegal egg coming across the border there will stop.
Oh, the egg smuggling bandits.
Dude,
Egg smuggling, the egg
we were
smugglers.
reading about it. There was a headline. More people were caught bringing eggs across illegally than they caught fentanyl illegally in the
I
last
just
month.
imagine someone like taking a dip of an egg and like,
Third.
this is some
Oh, that's
beavers.
good
Oh,
stuff. That
like this is a great egg. And then like someone with a straw and a yoke and just like,
I don't know what's going on. It's
I just
starting
have
to get
trouble-
fun.
where is Granny gonna hide these eggs if she's trying to bring them back across the border? Right? Like, where are we? Not even Granny. Just think of anyone.
Is it
Where
like
are you
hookers and
gonna
ping
put
pong balls?
eggs? Where are
I
you
don't
gonna
know.
put them? I don't.
Hookers
Smuggling
and ping pong
eggs.
balls.
What
How
if somebody
many can you
pats-
fit?
Yeah, but ping pong balls can withstand some pressure. Eggs are pretty delicate.
No, they're not.
Well,
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, it's
yeah,
an
they
egg.
are raw eggs,
yeah.
like not hard boiling them. This is brand new raw egg.
well,
I
I
d-
mean, if you
Jim, if you're watching this is the chaos I was talking about.
okay, you know how you smuggle eggs? You put colostomy samples on a box, and then you put the eggs in that box, and ain't no one gonna want to look in there.
You know what? That's not half bad.
It's a good thing I use my powers
Welcome
for
to
good. and not evil.
the Nik
I've
Starow
got a
Legal
buddy-
Snark Show, where we advise on egg
How did
smuggling.
you? Well, I've got a buddy who runs an imaginary exotic meat market, and we've been trying to figure out how to get the ostrich eggs across our border. It's wild. Some chatter of his made a joke about exotic meat market, and it's just exploded from there. And the chat goes off about.
Have you heard
all
about the
different meats.
Norwegian, the Swede, and the Finn who was caught by cannibals?
No.
No, have you heard that one? No. So they were caught on this almost deserted island, and the cannibal said to them, "Go out and pick a fruit or a berry or a nut." And they said, "Okay." And then the Swede came back and he had grapes. Okay, you have to have 50 of them up your keister. And okay, he did so. Okay, we won't eat you. And he was sent away. Then it was time for the Finn. And he came with blueberries, because deserted islands have blueberries apparently. And he put 50. And then he just laughed, and he had to start over. And 50, and he has to start over. 50, and he had to start over. And then the cannibal said, "Why are you laughing and have to start over?" Well, the Norwegian are collecting coconuts. Yeah. Oh.
It hurts just a little. My ancestry is Norwegian. Just... it hurts a little.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
It's killing me. This is fun, man. I'll tell you. Thank you for the invite, Nick. You're a blast.
Oh my gosh.
I missed you, buddy. I've been working so hard. You don't
I
even
missed
know.
you too. I missed you too so much.
Look, got the next
I can't
one up.
wait to see you in September.
I know.
Okay.
We got to talk. Like, here we go. We got another double. This is another, and I think I'm almost done. Look at this. This is the whole thing. So
I don't know
my
if
gosh.
this is
Steve's
number
gonna
5
become
or
the
6.
happy corner from Petty Express.
But here, cheers to you, my friend Nik Starow, for coming to Miami in September. I can't wait. I'm gonna show you the town, man.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I was about to say I have to get some more cold caffeine.
Ginger with the soul. I'm Norse too. Well, by
Hello,
DNA.
hon. Been a minute.
Oh,
Now
man.
everybody says, "Oh, the Irish are red-headed because of this and that." No, we brought you the redheads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was us.
Which may or may not have been voluntarily. I mean, but then again, if you are in Ireland in the 9th century, and all of a sudden here comes a 6-foot man who likes to clean themselves, likes to bathe, show up, muscles and everything. How much of it was really involuntarily?
I was like, no, Henry Cavill, please. I'm married. Bye, Mr. Mo.
I mean, yeah.
So, well, I want to get a ruling from the channel here.
Oh,
Was that was bigger than that? Was that a double?
Yes.
Is that a double? Okay, because I'm getting some blowback.
I don't do math.
Oh,
I was about to say,
Cup full, good.
yeah, look, I was religiously
Stop
watching
this.
Jeff to get away from botched wine, and now I need to follow Steve so I know what a sidecar is and such.
I'm having fun.
Good.
You know what I
Yes.
really enjoy is a good Harvey Wallbanger. It's really nice. You do orange juice and vodka, but then you put a little bit of not grenadine. Not grenadine, it's the other one. Galliano. A little bit of Galliano
God, no.
in it.
Oh,
just
no.
for the flavor. Oh, it's so
Oh
tasty.
no. Oh no.
I love
Oh,
the
no.
taste of Galliano.
Listen,
There is one of this vanilla liqueur number 43.
Okay.
Vanilla ones. A friend of mine had 50-50 vanilla this liqueur number 43 with milk to festivals.
oh,
Because it
So like
became
a
vanilla
White Russian.
vanilla milkshakes.
Yeah.
So we have like these half-gallon bottles. So if we were on a 5-day festival, he had 10 of those 50-50 vanilla 43 and milk.
Wow.
He defied gravity at the day 3 because you could see him against the fence relieving himself in like that. And then he just stood up and walked away. So he defied gravity with liqueur 43 and milk.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I'm
There's no way my
planning
stomach
a
could
trip
take
to
it.
Florida, but I don't know.
Welcome to Scandinavia, where liqueur 43 and milk makes you defy gravity.
But
Oh,
my
I
trip
have
to
no idea
Florida
if
is going
this
to be
is
fun.
5 or 6, but thank you, Brandon. Let's go for.
I think that's 5.
I have
Yeah, because
no
I
idea.
think
I saw you
said
flash 4,
4. Yeah.
so this
I,
would be
haven't
5.
seen-
I do not flash any of my 4s.
Okay.
Because
Pants
you're
or
a
prison.
7.
Pants or prison.
You know, I miss Flux too. Where's Flux been? Have you seen her in a while? That's-
I've seen her on X. Something about her dog, I think.
Carrie Matchett says that you should come down to Miami. Are you in Florida?
No, I'm in Indiana, but I've been looking at going to Florida. A lot of the RSD foundation and research is down there. So, also I want to meet every Florida man.
Yes.
Wouldn't
Wouldn't
No,
that
I
be
feel you.
great?
Oh, we can
Wouldn't
go
it be
to
a
court
tour
together.
of Florida man?
We can go
Yes,
to court
well,
together because
they're all boy. Florida drivers, Miami drivers are insane here. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but you should come down. Maybe when Nick comes in, we'll hang out.
have a meetup
Well-
of sorts. And now I'm going there partially because of Val Friedman and Steve Gosney, but also because I'm going to cover the YNW Melly retrial. So I'm going to try to get into the courtroom
Nice.
of the YNW Melly retrial, and
Nice.
I'm going to bring a notebook that says evil plans and stuff, and have his defense attorney sign it. I think she will kill me before that, but yeah, I need to do it.
The trial you need to cover is the one up at the hire murder for hire trial up in Jacksonville. I don't know when that's going to be set, but you need to keep covering that. You know, the woman who is married to the
Adelson. Yeah, I'm already covering that.
Yeah, that's a good one. You're gonna like that one.
Yeah, Donna Adelson is up for trial. Donna Adelson, if you don't know who she is the mother-in-law of the Dan Markell, the law professor,
Right.
who suggested to her daughter that let's dress up the kids in Austrian painter youth uniforms, just
nice.
despite your Jewish former husband.
Okay, this is also not putting into context that these women are also Jewish too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it's actually the Shauna Gardner trial. That's what it is.
Oh, Shauna Gardner.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Since I about 2.5 months ago, I caught pneumonia. So I have to scale down my trial coverage to the trials I actually not care about, but I mean, it's the Adelson, it's the Delphi, it's the Zachariah Anderson, it's the YNW Melly. It's everything that's going on with the DA Fonnie Willis. I have to scale down because my body kind of tells me if you don't do this, I will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does that, doesn't it?
Yeah. And since I took that decision, YouTube took that as let's go shadow ban Nick. So I have like a quarter of the views I normally have. So everybody, please. I mean,
YouTube they do weird things. It's like all of a sudden you're up on top and then they cut you, you know?
I have a video out with 50 comments, 150 thumbs ups, and less than 400 views.
I had some streams that I had like 20,000 views on in the Murdoch trial,
Yeah.
and then I go back and they have 1,200 views. I'm like, how did my
How
views
does-
get cut? How did that? How did it go negative? I mean, once the
Yeah.
view,
How
it's
do
like
they
it's-
reverse their view?
I
How
don't
does
know.
that happen?
Yeah. But the thing is, keep going, put out content. Now, Colonel Kurtz, I had a stream with her earlier today. She said, Kurt, clip everything about what because we are talking about the Blake Lively and the hijacking of Me Too. So I will put out that as a video in about 2 hours. So I have no idea why YouTube decided to remove a lot of subscribers and all of the views. I don't know, but this is the thing that happened to Kurt, that happened to Aussie Overlord. Sometimes YouTube just decides to, hey, fuck this guy. And the only thing to go through it is to keep putting out content and for you guys to watch it. Put the thumbs up. Have a comment, but because sooner or later YouTube can't do anything about it.
Well, yeah, and YouTube is, and this is,
And that is also why I love you guys over at Rumble who
right.
talks and likes, because all of a sudden people start noticing my Rumble. And thank you. And currently I have more viewers over at X than on YouTube.
Wow.
How do you go about streaming on X? Do you need to be verified and have an account, like a paid
Yeah,
account?
I
and all
know.
that?
Yeah, you need to be
I believe-
verified now.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to be verified. I have to pay that $8 a month
Yeah.
to be
Okay.
able to.
Okay.
But so the I'm going to check here. I have current viewers on X 132. Current viewer on YouTube 90. Current viewers on Rumble is 40. So
Rumble's been off lately, though.
yeah.
What do you mean it's been
They'll
off?
fluctuate during the live stream. I've noticed.
Yeah,
They'll put the zero and then
it
back.
goes up and
Just-
down, up and
yeah.
down all the time. I don't know what. But
Yeah.
currently, but here's the thing: YouTube is cash. That's the thing. I have until Rumble actually gets proper revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well-
if folks, what you can do to help me is to watch, go back, pick one of these what you call it, the
Yeah, this is the thing. Are you feeling it?
playlists. Yeah, one of the
Playlists.
playlists, and just go through it. Yeah.
Can I say that I owe Brandon one sidecar? That's my deal. Anything beyond that, it's no go, because I'm already feeling it, and I haven't had dinner. I haven't had anything to eat, so it's already
Don't you-
killing me.
Don't you love it when Brandon gets you on the days
What?
that you just haven't eaten?
Yeah.
Come on.
Jesus Christ. I just opened this fucking bottle, and
Holy
it's halfway
Hannah.
through.
Holy,
Just eat the
Man
fish.
does not live
I
on
think
bread
I'm
alone.
more than 6 shots in.
No, man does
You
not
might
live
be.
on brandy
to be
alone.
fair, I haven't been paying attention ish. So
I saw you do 4, and I didn't see, or I saw you do 3 and 4, and I didn't see you do 5. So that's where I was.
This
at.
was 3.
That
I
feels
owe
like
Brandon
6,
1.
But yeah,
That's it.
And I
My
wasn't
s-
sober when I started this stream.
You can eat a fish on stream. You can do that.
Okay, do I have permission to eat my fish on stream? We're eating fish on Friday. See, I am very good
Mm.
Catholic here. Have you given up anything
Hey.
for Lent, Mr. Nick?
What's Lent?
What's okay. what a pagan! What a!
good answer.
Let's go storm the beaches as a Viking on your longboat and just burn the church.
I know
That's
what
right.
Lent is. No, we are an extremely secular country. Extremely. We do honor all traditions, whether it's Catholic, Jewish, Protestant. We honor it. We may not always follow it, but we will always honor it. well, even if a bunch of Islamic traditions, we honor it. We might not follow it.
You know what? This time, I always think of, this is going to sound really blasphemous, but I'm in a country where I'm not going to get in trouble for it. So, at least for now. But I always think of Ramadan as Islamic Lent. So I'm like, oh my God, Ramadan and Catholic Lent are together this year. It's like a Rama Lent, miracle.
It's a Ramalama Ding Dong.
And now I can't go to Sweden.
No.
I will tell you that Brandon is punishing me tonight for my difficult dog. And I appreciate it. He's look at this guy. He's a fellow Catholic. I happen to know this. And he's doing this just to honor me. I will say that my son is telling me I really need to eat my fish for Lent.
Yeah.
My dinner.
Yes.
So I'm going to eat my dinner and then I will plunge ahead with Brandon's contract. And if I don't make it on this, then he said that I should go over to the expert stream and finish it off. So I'm going to give it a shot. All right. I'm here with you. I'm here with you until the bitter end, Nick. Right? We're gonna storm the beach. Hey, wait a second. I'm not storming the beach. You're the Viking.
Yeah.
My ancestors fled the islands because they wanted to escape your ancestors.
You cannot escape us.
Or what about you,
The
Mo
Catholics
and
waited
Digger?
till we had numbers on our sides, and then we went
Good.
after people.
Hey, Mo and Digger, do you guys drinking? Or what is this? Are you going to join in?
Oh, well, so the thing is, I am
poured a
such
little,
a
but-
baby drinker that,
Yeah.
like, if I have a margarita, I end up with another kid. It has been scientifically proven, and
And you're about done, so
I am. Well, we have done the Bob Barker treatment. Both Mr. Mo and I are spayed and neutered. Spay and neuter your parents. Don't have more
Yes.
siblings.
that's good.
But I have a feeling if the margarita level was enough, I have enough Irish Catholic in me that my tubes would magically untie themselves in
Yeah.
order to, make
Yeah.
sure we're just using that
Yeah.
for procreation.
Yeah. I mean,
This is fun. This is a fun stream, man.
Yeah, a bunch of years ago, I dated a Northern Irish girl, and in Ireland and Northern Ireland, a lot of kids are born 9 months after St. Paddy's Day. For some odd reason, and it may, especially, and now these are the babies that are going full term. Apparently, in Ireland and Northern Ireland, you have between 5, 6, and 7 month pregnancies that just apparently produce full grown children. Or, yeah, for some odd reason, which always, if you go back 9 months,
Nicholas, if you pay your local priest an indulgence, you kind of get a Catholic mulligan, and then you get to start over on the pregnancy whenever you say it is.
See, Mo is old school Catholic. This is old school Catholic right here.
My grandmother was Shiite Catholic, so it was a picture of Sacred Heart Jesus,
Oh, thank you. Look at
Mary, and then Kennedy.
Nice.
Mo is hilarious. You are funny, man. I love it. Here, I got to eat because if I don't eat, I've only had a bit of toast with peanut butter, and I had a sushi, like one thing of sushi from Publix today. So I'm not only my empty stomach, I'm
Publix a
drinking.
gas
Sushi
station?
from
Did you have
Publix?
gas station sushi?
You're not from the South. Publix is the
No.
best grocery store in the whole world, man.
Oh,
I
I
have
thought it
been
was like a
reliably
drugstore.
told that
No.
in the South, Piggly Wiggly is the
No.
best store.
I
No,
thought.
Miami. If you go, Miami's the only place that you go. You have to go north to go south.
Oh, when I get to Miami, and because I have an extraordinary love for cigars. I need to visit the Cuban quarters.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm going to give you the grand tour. You just got to give me the whole
Oh,
day. We're going to go down. We're going to go to Little Haiti. We're going to
mm,
go to Little Havana. We're going to go to South Beach and see the. We're going to see all the Art Deco on South Beach and the
Oh, I was
Versace
going to say
oh,
the
Mansion.
gays,
oh,
but
cool.
Yeah, the gays that are there too. And then we're going to go to Bayfront, and I'll probably be living in Brickell at the time, which is the Wall Street of Miami. So go to the
ooh,
big Brickell, and then we'll go to Coral Gables, and you'll see the beautiful banyan trees that all go down.
Yeah.
They call the Miracle Mile. And oh boy, I'm gonna give you the
Hmm.
grand poobah tour, man. You're just gonna be.
ooh.
It's
Oh,
hard. It's a big city. Miami's a big city.
Mhm.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I've seen. This is one of the things. I mean, I've been to Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, and everything. I know about big cities, but it's one thing about staying there and passing through, and then actually being there.
And you
And
need to also
Miami
come
is,
look. We'll have you at my table, and we'll break bread with my
Ooh.
family
yeah,
if you're down
definitely,
for it.
absolutely,
My wife,
absolutely.
my wife only cooks for those people she loves. So, because
I
she's a
can't.
great cook.
This is one of the things I can't guarantee because it's a 50-50 situation.
Mhm.
Because almost always, once the first impression is either yes or no, and
What do you mean?
Yeah.
here's the thing. Somehow, I've been this through mother-in-laws and father-in-laws and all of the things. Once I go through that door, the first impression is either "oh hell no" or "hello, good to see you." Because I usually just fill up the frame of the door. And some people say it's like, oh, fuck no. And somebody, oh, this will be fun.
Well, we've been checking out different restaurants all through Miami. So we have some really favorite places. There's a great Peruvian restaurant with
Ooh.
fish gazpacho. It has beautiful fish and lime and corn and onions in a nice little gazpacho, and it's
Mm.
so tangy and tart, beautiful. And we've got that. We've got a great sushi restaurant that we had to go to.
I
We
can
have
eat any
Cuban
kind of
food.
fish because we have
Yeah, they
rotten
for
fish.
yeah,
Hmm.
I
You
was
eat
about to
rotten
say
fish
he'll
for
just be
fun.
glad that's not fermented. He'll be like, "Holy crap, it's
We
fresh."
we we have surströmming. I will eat fish.
See, see, Nick is so much better than me. I'm like, "Do you have access to chicken fingers and ranch dressing?"
Well, and see, I'm a Southerner at heart. I get it, but you're in Miami, man. It's got some of the best restaurants in the world here.
Mm.
Yeah.
Steve,
We
I
went
don't
to
think
the.
you understand the level to which I am a
And
picky eater. Because you
and
said you're like ceviche, and I'm like, does he know that's raw fish?
Yeah, I love it. Sushi and raw fish, great.
mm,
Mm.
I mean,
I
I've
would be that
eaten
one person
raw
at the
elk,
sushi place, like
so raw
French
fish is
fries.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
Anything?
you're right.
I,
Foreign food is French fries. I respect it. Look, I'm a Southern eater too. I'm okay, but
foreign food is French fries.
Well, no, I look, y'all, Steve, I think you need to understand the level to which I have ridiculousness about food. So
Ah.
I have not really been hungry all week. I wanted to get this like breakfast sandwich. Now, I opened up my said breakfast sandwich to find out that they had put on mayonnaise and lettuce on this breakfast sandwich. And I could not eat anything on the sandwich because I could taste the green. The green of the lettuce had infiltrated every single bit of the sandwich.
You remind me of the Seinfeld clip, Newman, and he's talking about broccoli, and oh, broccoli, vile weed.
Pretty much, I am that person. I'm like, I don't like avocados. I don't like. I can eat broccoli, but then by the time you put cheese and bacon on it, is it still a
It,
vegetable?
yeah. No, it does tend to lose a little bit.
Oh, I got a good recommendation. Bombay Darbar. We've been looking for a good it's Indian restaurant in Miami. So Bombay Darbar. Okay, thank you. I'll write that down. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I love different exotic foods and all trying out. We went to the Trump steakhouse at Doral at his
So do
country
his
club.
steaks come charred with ketchup, or can you order medium well without ketchup?
I ordered my steak medium well and got ketchup just to try it. At the Trump, I did that, but I gotta say, I'm not really impressed. It's not the way I like. I like my ribeyes medium rare, with a crispy like a Pittsburgh with a black on the outside and kind of pink on the inside, and then that's it. But
See, I didn't know that you
the
could
way-
have steak anything other than medium well to well done with ketchup. I thought that's how steak came. And I was in my 20s before I had a first real steak, and it was mind blowing the difference. My mom, yeah, unless it was cooked, meat has to be cooked all the way through. All the way through. So unless that steak was like gray, it wasn't cooked enough yet.
Oh God, no.
Well,
And at that point, the ketchup is necessary to make the steak taste good.
Oh God, no.
No, there's a great steakhouse, probably one of the top steakhouses in the world in Tampa called Burns, Berns, Burns Steakhouse. In fact, when I took Nick Ricada to Burns Steakhouse back in the day, back when he was normal, and we had and it's some of the best. One of the best things I've ever seen or ever tasted was the what do they call the raw steak? It was ground up. It was a what do they call it? Steak tartare.
Tartare.
Yeah.
Steak tartare. Steak tartare at Burns Steakhouse, world class. So, yeah, good to see you, Just Incredible. We got a lot of friends here in the chats, man. I love the chats. You guys I love a chat. You know that? That's one of my favorite things about the internet is that here we are talking, we're having a good time, having fun, and there's people here watching that are enjoying it with us. Like we're having a blast, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I'm only 3 drinks in. I owe Brandon 5.
I'll have to plan a trip when I'm not in a coma.
You should come down, man. Hey, good to see you. Yellow, orange, reds here. We got all these good folks, man. Look at all these good people in the chat. Ginger with a soul, Just Incredible, Diane, all these nice people. Sticky Widget.
3 drinks.
I owe a bunch
3
of drinks.
drinks. Yeah.
How long are you on there, Nick?
I am 3 gin and tonics and 6 shots in. Cheers.
Woohoo!
Oh,
There's a grunt from the Viking. MLS asked how many shots is Steve in. Technically I'm 3, but don't believe Brandon. That's Brandon numbers because these were because that was 3 doubles. So as far as I'm concerned, it was 6. But because he's a pain in the ass and he wants me to smoke a cigar tonight, he's knocked it off and he said those are only 1. But that was like Martini City, man. 3 double martinis. But because I'm a man of my word, I owe Brandon 5 seconds.
oh Jesus. No, you don't.
Wait a minute.
No, you don't.
Lawyer
Yes,
math.
Here, I will take 1 off.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take one for the
Steve,
team? Gonna
go
take
with
one
the
for
technicality. You're a lawyer.
I
That's what
already
we
have my
expect.
6 or 7.
Only lawyers could argue over
I will
and
have
or
this.
if.
I will 7 or 8.
And Brandon, I will let you know, contracts are assignable unless otherwise specified. So the fact that he just took one for me, that means that's 1 off me. So that means I only owe 3 sidecars rather than 4.
Yep.
So because I'm assigning my contract, one of those drink contracts to, and there's no the default law under common law is that contracts are assignable unless otherwise specified. And there was never any
Okay,
specifications.
wait. Do we get subject matter jurisdiction on this?
I don't know.
Grounds. Damn it. Grounds.
Oh,
Oh, what
I
class do I
just-
need to take to be a third-party intervener? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, I just started the Georgia versus Pierce pro se solve sit murder case, and George McBurney is one of these amazing judges who has been through it all. Judge McBurney just said, "Okay," and he let this solve sit go through it all, and said, "In the next proceeding, you just have to reference what you already said because it saves time." And he just get, "All right." Judge McBurney is the judge who fined Fonnie Willis $21,000 in lawyers' fees for not giving the documents to the other side. Judge McBurney is a fucking hero. And Judge McBurney is one of the, you have judges that you stream and restream, and you have the Judge Gaither and the Judge whatevers. Judge McBurney is somewhat of a new judge. He's only been a judge for maybe a couple of years, but he takes his responsibility. Oh, he's serious. And he's out of
Nice.
Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County, and he's bringing it to
Oh, that's
Fonnie
good.
Willis.
Well-
He's really I put out a video about this maybe 6 or 7 hours ago about Judge Burney. He's so fed up with prosecute with Fonnie Willis. The snark he puts in his order is amazing.
Nice.
It's one of these judges you wish was all around the country. Because he really writes out the snark.
I love it when judges like lay it on the line. The thing is, though, they better damn well rule the right way. Add the snark when they're firing it down. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they like to add snark and go ahead and rule against you. It's like, yeah, that pleading was terrible and they're all wrong, and they like to snark, but I'm going to grant the motion anyway. It's like, well, wait a second. If you're going to grant the motion, don't give me that like the other side was an idiot. Hey, I got to restock here. See, he's look at this kid. Is he a great kid or what?
Oh, he's emptying the dishwasher without you needing a parole officer like my children.
Right, that's right. So let me go and refill here. Thank you to Ghost and Ghost in the chat, and Adana loves Zumba. You got a good chat, Nick. This is all my buddies,
Yeah, I know. I see them all. I see them all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You are.
Okay, I'm at the point that I'm close to losing consciousness.
Yeah,
and I need to hand this over because I did everything Let's Go Brandon asked me to, and probably a bit more. Yeah, you know where I'm headed.
Yeah.
I have to go off.
Well, then, Steve, you might want to tell Steve to go over to expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here to be the designated Mo, which is terrifying, really.
Yeah.
Hey, quick, Nick, can you say the alphabet backwards? I always wondered if a drunk person really
Alphabet
could do
backwards.
that. Like when you're testing for drunkenness and you have to say the alphabet backwards.
I will never
can't do that sober.
I will never concede to a drunk driving test.
Well, with the way you were slurring your words, I didn't think I'd need you to say the alphabet.
Yeah, I'm fucked. Yeah, I'm
Quick,
fucked.
look at the tip of this pen.
Now follow it with just your eye.
Nick proceeds to say like I'm
Yeah.
super drunk.
Here's the
Not
thing.
gonna
I will
happen.
take one for the team, but I
What
have
team?
I'm off because
Yes.
I'm off because of I fuck. And
Steve, you
because
got to
I'm-
go over to the expert because Nick's calling it.
What? You know
Yeah.
what, Nick? You're calling it. Why are you calling it? Is expert
because
streaming?
I'm too drunk.
Oh my goodness! Really?
Yeah.
When did that happen? Oh, we were just cruising along, and all of a sudden you're too drunk.
Within the last 3 hours, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean we're all
gradually, then all of a sudden.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, yeah.
yeah. I'm too fucked.
Well, hey, buddy, when you get that way and you're at my house, we got a couch right here just for you, buddy.
Nice.
Now,
Yeah, this isn't Canton, Maine. You
I'm
can't go
trying to
driving.
find somewhere to send you over, and I don't have.
Is expert streaming?
What?
Is the expert streaming? Brandon made me promise that I would finish my job over at expert. But you know, how can I invite myself onto expert stream? He's not.
I have.
Boy, you are hit.
I'm sending you over to Hellas stream. But before I
Okay.
do that, I have another one.
Thanks for having me, Nick. And
Hey,
it was
this is-
nice to see you, Mo and Steve.
Yeah.
I'm just
Nice
having
to
fun.
Because
Just getting started.
I need to fuck the fuck off. And thank you, Mo.
Yes.
What are you doing?
So tomorrow I will probably be on with Baker for Stabby Day, and then we will be having Legal Shenanigans Theater. We are going to be sticking with the Edgecombe trial, going to closing arguments, where I try not to stab my eyeball out while Ivory Lamar is talking. So expect a lot of cursing. Also, it'll be rainy, and so that Hagatha the Leg and the artist formerly known as the Good Leg will both be bitching at me. So expect cursey words. And Steve, the reason I say that I'll have to have another trip to Florida is because I'm looking at Florida is one of the only states in the union that they have medically induced ketamine comas for CRPS to see if that's a possibility of long-term pain relief. So basically, I'll be in Florida, but
In a coma.
if I'm approved, I'll be in a coma for 5 days. So,
I don't know what to
They
say.
could
to
weekend
that.
at Bernie's you.
I mean, I do hope to run for president during that time.
Hey Nick, why don't you hold on for a second, and I'll go ahead and I'll set up a stream, and you can dump over to me.
Set it up so I can.
Okay, and then go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted Digger here. Give me a second though. It takes me a second to set this stuff up.
Digger, what are you up to?
I do a lot of streaming every day, but Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, I hang out and I talk to the chat. I talk to any friends who want to come up on camera with me and hang out. And then on Thursday morning, I will be beginning to read Prepare, actually. It's right here. I read a book every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific. And we just finished the last one. We're going to start Prepare. I can never get the reflection of, there we go. Okay. So we start this Thursday morning.
See, and here I was thinking it was going to be a dramatic reading of 50 Shades of Grey. Damn,
No,
I'm never right.
I've learned from other people's mistakes and I stay away from the LGBTQ stuff.
Yeah, tell me about it. Let's see. Hold on a second. Give me a break. Hold on a second here. I've got to get all this stuff. I'm purposely working in my three. All right, let's see here. Hold on a second. I don't even know how any of this stuff works.
I have less.
Let me sign off, and then you can redirect to me. All right.
I have no clue.
Are you okay? Can you redirect to me?
Not at this moment.
But in a couple of moments, maybe.
I have no fucking clue.
You got hammered quick.
Okay.
I was like, you were just
Why don't
like
we just
normal.
say goodnight, kids? And we'll see when we see ya.
So chat, go over to Steve. Steve's going to start a stream because he owes Brandon and he's a good Catholic. And
heroes, axes high, shields strong. From distant lands we gather.